Critical thinking is a key skill for everyone to have today in our multicultural society. It is important that we can think critically about culture so that we are open to learning about other cultures, but also so that we are critical of our own cultural views and biases. Our culture is the filter through which we view and interpret the world. As such, we need to be able to think critically about our culture so that we are aware of how it impacts the way we see our own culture, our own norms and traditions, and how we perceive other cultures and their traditions and norms. Without critical thinking, it is possible that we can develop inaccurate and maybe even intolerant views of other cultures. If we start to believe that our way is the right way, then we are allowing our cultural bias to negatively impact our filter. This is why critical thinking is critically important. According to Cottrell, critical thinking is a cognitive activity associated with using the mind. Learning to think in critically analytical and evaluative ways means using mental processes such as attention, categorization, selection, and judgment. In 2005, Cottrell stated that critical thinking is a process that involves the following skills and attitudes. 1. Identifying other people's positions, arguments, and conclusions. 2. Evaluating the evidence for alternative points of view. 3. Weighing up opposing arguments and evidence fairly. 4. Identifying false or unfair assumptions. 5. Reflecting on issues in a structured way by bringing logic and insight to it. 6. Drawing conclusions about whether arguments are valid or justifiable. And 7. Presenting a point of view in a structured, clear, well-reasoned way. To think critically is to leave aside your personal history and beliefs to analyze a problem. As difficult as it seems, it is possible to become a critical thinker. Think of a time when you met someone from another culture. How did you act around them? Did you greet them as you would have in your culture or in their culture? And how could you have behaved differently to be more accepting of their culture? Critical thinking is an important soft skill that will serve us well in education and employment, but it will also help us to become more open and tolerant towards other cultures. By understanding our own culture, we can better understand how this influences the way we see and interpret the world around us, and critical thinking is a key to this process.